Okay, welcome to the next interview in our Innovation in Mining series. Today, I'm very pleased to have with us Elizabeth Roniker from Roniker Mackenzie Geoscience, and we're here to talk about intelligent exploration. Now, of course, nothing in mining can happen without a discovery of an ore body, and Jenna and Elizabeth together have been working with many, many mining companies over the years to help them increase their odds of successfully finding an ore deposit. Now, there's a lot of science and a lot of technical things that go into that. Elizabeth and Jenna are both geoscientists and geophysicists. And when they talk about intelligent exploration, what they're really doing is bringing together a really considered blend of technology and expertise. And would love to hear from you, Elizabeth, based on some of the wonderful results that you've gotten for your clients so far. What are some of the current challenges in mineral exploration that your clients are up against that you are helping them tackle with intelligent exploration?
Thanks for having us. Yeah, that's a good question. There are many different challenges in mineral exploration, in anything from labor shortage to low commodity prices. We can't help with all of them, but one of the challenges is definitely the low discovery rate. And so these deposits have been found, and it's much harder now to find ore deposits. So what we try to assist our clients increase the odds of discovery. Doesn't always mean success, but at least we're trying. And the way we do this and the way we define intelligent exploration is we try to integrate all data that a client has, not only the geochemical data set with an anomaly, not only the geophysical data set. We try to integrate all the data because that would certainly come up with better targets when we include all the various different data. And we try to extract the maximum out of each data set. So we don't just look at, oh, here's an anomaly. We look at what does that anomaly mean in the context of all the other data, in a much bigger context. And by doing that, we really come up with targets that are more meaningful than just selecting a target based on one data set. So increasing the odds of coming up with good targets is what we help our clients with.
That's fantastic. And I'm just thinking about it. Of course, it makes sense over the course of history. We're no longer in this sort of gold rush sort of stage where you can reach into the stream and pull out a nugget of gold. Of course, you know, the ore bodies that are out there, the landscape in general, minerals are being pulled out of the ground. So it really means that mining companies and professionals like yourselves have to bring their knowledge to the next level. And I can imagine there's sort of there's a need for innovation in your space. And you mentioned data. So I'm curious about, you know, everybody is talking about AI and using, you know, the power of all of these new technological tools to crunch the numbers. Tell us about how that's integrated into your business.
Yeah, definitely AI is very important for mineral exploration these days. Everyone talks about it. I'm not sure if there are many success stories yet with AI, but it's definitely something that we will use even more in the future. The way we use it is we, in the past, we would basically sit at our desks, think about all the various different data sets. And when you have 100,000 till samples and 5 different geophysical surveys, it's really hard to do that in your head. So we use machine learning to integrate all the data and, more importantly, to determine what makes an area prospective. So we produce prospectivity maps, and we want to know at each point on that map which parameters that we fed the machine actually influence this point positively. And we have pretty good deposit models, so we understand how ore deposits formed. These deposit models are based on decades of research, so we do think that they're very good. But we always want to keep an open mind. We don't want to think in a box. We really want to keep an open mind. We want to know if there are any additional parameters that positively influence the formation of a mineral deposit. And we want to take those parameters and look for them. Is it a certain alteration type? Is it a certain chemical element, a pathfinder element? Is it a certain geophysical signature that perhaps we haven't thought about? That's how we use the machine, and we'll certainly use it much more in the future, I'm sure.
Wow. I mean, it sounds so interesting. It's like a puzzle that you're solving with data and with math. And it sounds like you're continually improving and increasing. You're saying you're not just staying in one way, but you are always learning and increasing your capacity with your clients.
Absolutely. Professional development is really important. We want to keep in touch with the science that's going on. We want to keep in touch with the discoveries that are being made. New technologies, both in geology and geophysics, certainly that's very important.
Fantastic. So you mentioned, geology and geophysics being together under one roof as part of the value that you add to your clients. We also want to highlight, that you have 10 years of experience working together as a company and many, many more years of experience in the industry in general. So you are, maybe you won't say it, but I'll call you deep experts in this field. And I'm curious to hear a little bit of your perspective on what you've seen coming in innovation since you've been here, and maybe what you see is coming in the future. Like what's the next step? What's the next frontier for exploration?
Yeah, well, AI certainly is one of the more recent innovations. In the future, I think AI will become better. Machine learning will become better because at the moment, certainly a human is still required. We
Mm,
can't take what the machine gives us without judging or evaluating what the machine gives us. So I suspect that AI will get better, where perhaps the human becomes less important. We're certainly not there yet. But there are, lots of different new technologies. There's photon assays for geochemistry now. There are smaller new technologies. One of the big things that I think will come in the future is speeding up exploration because it takes
mm,
such a long time from first going out to a project to this project becoming a mine is like decades, at like 20 years. So
wow.
speed up the process. I mean, not all of the 20 years has anything to do with early exploration. There's permitting and social and whatnot, but really speeding up exploration and determining which project is worth following up on and which is not, because there isn't a deposit on each project. There is just not. And determining early on if it's worth continuing or not, I think that that'll be something that we'll have to improve on so that we don't spend a lot of money on projects that are actually perhaps not worth anything. On the other hand, we don't want to say no before we are absolutely sure that it's not going to be a deposit or a mine. So
Absolutely.
time piece, I think, is going to be very important in the future.
No, that makes so much sense. So I'm hearing increased odds of discovery as one of your key benefits here, one of your key outcomes. I'm also hearing that you can turn around that information more quickly. So there's kind of speeding up the cycle of exploration using some of the technologies as well as the expertise that a team like yours has. So I can see how these benefits can really translate into having better information to make timely decisions, not just from an exploration perspective, but potentially something that can impact the whole business. I know some of the mining leaders we talk to now are in a very interesting moment of opportunity with commodity prices being where they are. It changes the economics of their entire ore body. So if they're able to get ahead of that and have, a good, clear look, as accurate as possible at what their deposit is going to be worth, they can make good decisions. They can be very agile. So talk to me about the sort of some of the more practical benefits, maybe from an overall financial or business perspective that some of your clients are seeing.
Yeah, so some of our clients basically come to us with a request, very small requests. Others want the whole from staking to resource, basically. Uh,
Hmm.
what we've seen is that some clients have in-house geophysicists, most of our clients don't. So a lot of clients benefit from using our geophysical expertise. But even if clients already have geologists, it often helps to get another pair of eyes on their projects. Even
Mm,
though they have their geological expertise in-house, it really helps to get another pair of eyes because everyone has a different set of experience. And I really firmly believe in diversity, not only gender diversity, but also diversity of experience. And
mm,
senior geologists and senior geophysicists in our company have very different experiences as many of our clients. So we work globally, we have experience in many different parts of the world, in many different geological environments and many different deposit types and commodities. And that experience, I think, helps our clients who have different sets of experiences. So I think this diversity really, really is of benefit for our clients.
sure, sure. So you can see that translate through to increasing their odds of success, turning around that information more quickly, by leveraging the expertise that you have within your team.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe to answer your earlier question more directly, we would, for example, use the geophysical data, do a structural interpretation of the area, not of only of their postage stamp property, but maybe of the bigger area, because we want to think
Mm,
bigger. I think that's one of the things for the future as well. We don't want to just think on the property scale. We want to think in terms of mineral systems. We want to
mm.
in terms of the source, the pathway, the track. So like bigger thinking to come up with a smaller type of project. So yeah, this big thinking, this big targeting, I think has really helped our clients.
Well, that's wonderful. That makes sense, right? Because the ore deposit, when it was formed, however many thousands or millions of years ago, doesn't care about the property boundaries that we put on it in these modern days. So that makes a lot of sense to look at the system more holistically, look at the ground in that way.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, for taking the time to share with us some of your perspectives on intelligent exploration. And I'd love to give the last word to you here to say anything else that you might not have had a chance to mention to our audience of mining leaders who are interested in leveraging the very best of what innovative solution providers have to give to them.
Yeah, well, I'm a firm believer in data integration. First, we need to collect good data, of course, garbage in, garbage out. We need to go out and collect
Mm,
really data, which we do as well. Collect good data and then get the maximum out of each data set, not just look at it on a high level, but really get the maximum out, integrate it all. Ask the machine for help. Not, we are not afraid of asking the machine. There's nothing wrong with machine learning. But put it all together and then think about it. The human thinking, I think, is still really, really important. Think about it creatively. I think we can't just think in a box. We have to really be creative and think outside of the box. And also talk to our colleagues, not only talking to geologists or only geophysicists. We need to work in teams. Teamwork is really, very important. Ore deposits are not found by a single person anymore. It's teamwork.
mm.
And yeah, ensure that the data quality is good. And also sometimes we have to take setbacks. It's not always a success story, but deposits are still being found, and I'm very, very positive for the future.
Well, it sounds like you've got a track record that speaks for itself on that front. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Really love that ending note of exploration being a team sport and something that members of your team can help our audience with if they're interested in learning more about intelligent exploration.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.